If you can't speak honestly about facts that everyone can observe, or that it takes 5 minutes to surface, it's just what is the path here to not alienating a majority of people? Because it's not just a matter of not speaking honestly. It's castigating fully half of the society on many of these points as racists or sexists or misogynists or xenophobes. And I mean, again, to take another topic, immigration. Of course, it's possible to be concerned about immigration from a racist, white supremacist, xenophobic perspective. That does not mean that genuine concern about immigration is always motivated by those sins, right? I mean, like it is, as far as I can tell, it is only sane to want a defensible border, right? And to want to know who's coming into the country and to want to be able to admit the people into the country who you want into the country, and like, why not have a policy that allows for that? Well, on the left, you begin to sound like a racist asshole arguing for a policy like that
I don't
because
know. I mean,
because because you're called one.
that's been, again, I think that that's a relatively small, but everybody who calls my show and talks about this immigration issue is starting from exactly that point that you're starting from, which is countries exist. If we recognize that countries exist, there's got to be a process. There has to be a border. And I feel like there's probably more reasonable conversation happening about that than maybe is highlighted in corporate media.
But
Um, but
yeah,
one,
but
yeah.
again, it's not even highlighted at the level of the Democratic debates. I mean, but virtually every candidate had a either explicit or implicit open borders policy.
Oh,
Now, I'm
see, I didn't
sure.
see that at all. That's interesting that I did not, I actually couldn't identify a single candidate that had an effective open borders policy.
Well, it was I mean, they got to the punchline when asked, what do you do with respect to medical care for people who get in, and um, and it was. I mean, again, this is to some degree just a response to the emergency of Trump, right? I mean, we've got kids being put in cages at the border, and now our debate about immigration is being held in that context.
Yeah.
But it seemed to be that we were going to give lifetime free medical care to anyone who could just get into the country,
Okay, now
right?
that's funny that you mentioned that because the day after I said this is a losing issue for Democrats. The idea of the hand raising about what we want. I actually just don't know that was even the way the issue should have been framed. But you're completely right, and
Yeah.
I literally said that. I think within hours of the debate, I said this is a way to lose to Trump, which is starting to talk about this as the priority when there
Yeah.
are so many other things that actually should be the priorities.